Welcome to Mumbai, India. How you doing, my man? That was cool as call, but we got it. Okay. And that is what it's all about today. So guys, this city, I really wanted to visit it for such a long time. We're pretty much in the heart. We're in one of the most famous places right now in all of India. So this is the Taj Palace Hotel. In the back is the gate of India, and over the next, let's say today's video, but especially over the next couple of days, I really want to dive into Mumbai, see it from all its different sides. And I have to tell you, I just got here pretty much yesterday in the evening. Haven't seen anything yet. Really, this is genuinely the first impression, and I have to tell you, I'm quite impressed actually. Quite impressed by this neighborhood, definitely. But Mumbai is a humongous city, over 10 million people. So I'm sure today we're gonna stroll around a little bit this area, soak up a little bit some of the more touristy areas, some of the nicer areas, maybe just take some transport, really drive out. You know, for me, for as long as I've been traveling, India has been kind of like a interesting place. In some ways it is drawing me back, in other ways I'm not sure if I want to go, but I think within the next couple of decades it's going to be one of the most dominant countries, economies and cultures, and that is what always draws me in, just to see a little bit what is happening on the ground. And today, the pretty much biggest city in India, Mumbai, more or less. The first impressions of this, let's say, giant of a city. So basically the Taj Palace that you see behind me, a little bit over 10 years ago, there has been a terrible attack here. There's a movie that has been made about it. It's called Hotel Mumbai. I highly recommend it. Fantastic actors, not some like pure Hollywood dribble, really good stuff. Kind of like, you know, based on true events, and I think it's one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen, truly. It's not like huge, but just the details and everything. It's a hotel. Join me on, it's gonna be 4 full days in Mumbai, and today, the first impression. Okay guys, so let's kick it off. First of all, what I found kind of fairly impressive is, so this is the India Gate. There's so many different boats, and kind of like in the back with the mountains, super nice view. So obviously very much a touristy spot, so good amount of local tourism, good amount of foreigners. You're seeing the Taj Palace. Maybe the next couple of days gonna clean up a little bit, gonna check it out maybe for a coffee, for a meal. So this is the entrance, because obviously of the events that transpired here a good decade ago. The security looks really tight. Beautiful hotel, as I have told you, really something. So the India Gate looks like there's some type of entrance to get in there. Let's go check it out. Also, I'm pretty hungry, so hopefully we're gonna find a way to get some nice Indian, perhaps dosa calories in. That would be nice. But yeah, good amount of honking. This area, I have to tell you, feels really clean on the one side. On the other hand, really is full of history. You walk around everywhere, you see old churches, you just see old buildings, and the vibe here truly is something. So I'm really, you know, enjoying it quite a bit here, and I think Mumbai is such a humongous city that is gonna have huge contrast. So we shall see. Looks like to get into the gateway of India, we definitely have to. How you doing, my man?
Hello.
That was a nice one. I like that. Especially with the wide angle. So basically it looks like the gateway is somewhere back there. Okay guys, but before we continue with today's adventure, let me tell you about a thing that you probably should have if you're planning to travel, if you're planning to come to India. A medical insurance is something that you probably should get. Personally, I am using Safety Wing. They're also today's video partner. Seriously guys, just stay safe on the road. Travel medical insurance. The thing about them is they're fairly flexible, so you can book them for a couple of weeks or a couple of months if you are traveling. So that makes them different to like competitors where you have to get them for a year or something. Safety Wing, you can get it for 2 weeks, for a month, or use it as a long-term travel medical insurance. They're also fairly affordable if you compare them to major competitors at a similar insurance value. They actually offer a really good value. On the other hand, if something might happen, you know, they have a 24/7 hotline. So you see me here walking around, let's say I have to contact them They're always available, of course, worldwide coverage. So if you're in India, if you're traveling to Bali, Thailand, Brazil, whatever it might be, Safety Wing has got you covered. So I'll make sure to leave their link in the description. You can just go check it out. Within a couple of minutes, you're insured. You can get the certificate, even if you're already on the road. Whew, there's a busy street here. All right. Okay, how are we gonna pass through here? So basically, right next to the fairly quiet street that I have just showed you is this busyness going on. But honestly, I have to tell you, I don't know if it's the weather, what day it is, the vibe feels actually pretty, even though there's a good amount of noise and everything, pretty chill. So let's walk in. Okay, looks like they're keeping it all safe around here. There's pretty much kind of like a gate that you have to pass through to get there. Okay, looks like this is out. And then in must be over here. No, seriously. This is really the reason why I wanted to come to Mumbai in all of this time. This type of neighborhood where you see these old houses. Okay. A little security check here. Let's pass. Okay guys, so over the years, so many times I have seen this gate. It says on it, erected to commemorate the landing in India of the Imperial Majesties, King George and Queen Mary, on the 2nd of December. Roman numbers I couldn't tell you. But wow, actually, you know, I was just walking back there pretty much. And yeah, nice street, but the view you get both of the Taj Palace as well as of the gate. A really nice square. In some ways, a little bit reminds me, so I've been to Delhi before. And mixed feelings about the city. Some parts I liked, but generally don't really feel like I would want to go back. Reminds me a little bit of the India Gate Square, but really proper. Seriously, what a place. Lots of men with cameras offering you to get the perfect shot, but so basically here's like this gate. Wow guys, really interesting. So basically Gateway of India was built in memory of pretty much here King George visiting in early 1900s, and then they built it pretty much within the next 10 years, 1920, 25 something, and set back on there. And pretty much when the British have left India, that was kind of like the last port that they have sailed out of. What a place. So it looks like people from all over India are coming to visit it, and I have to tell you, it's actually a pretty, I expected it to be a bit more busy, but actually they made it quite nice. So guys, walking out of the India Gate, let's tour around a little bit the neighborhood here. So today I think is my life. I always don't know what day it is. It's a Wednesday, and yeah, fairly busy, but wow, some beautiful streets, honestly. Just like original, has its own, let's say, very much a recognizable flair. God is love. The taxis here. So in this area there's supposed to be really a lot of things to see. I'm just gonna stroll around a little bit, hopefully find some food. And actually, I think I'm also gonna show you where I'm staying right now, is because I really want to make sure to stay in this neighborhood. Options are limited, $200–300 to stay at the Taj. I was like, maybe some other time. But yeah, look at this. So this is pretty much all the buildings around this neighborhood. Crossing the streets here, guys, what an intersection. All the buildings here. That place back there is a police station. In India, you always gotta honk for good measure, just to show some presence. Oh, seriously, this neighborhood, wow, it's really something. So guys, we're walking into the museum. You know, the Taj Mahal, I don't want to offend anybody, I've been there last time I was in India. Impressive building, nice, you stand in line. This, I've already seen so many extremely impressive buildings in this one neighborhood. Wow. Okay, so here we are on a bit of a side street, or let's say probably a main street just off, like let's say the main hotel. Let's walk towards where I stay, and here's basically like a really interesting actually market area. So on both sides we're having little stalls. Of course McDonald's has made it here as well. Let's walk over there. Looks a bit busier actually. Let's try to survive the crossing. All right, here is actually, as I said, fairly chill for the most part. Really nicely developed historical area. So let's dive into the markets. Actually, after India, I'll be visiting some family again, try to do it every other year. And yeah, I think we're gonna, sorry guys, I think we're also definitely gonna buy something. Wow, this is busy in here. So it looks like they're selling jewelry, clothing, definitely, let's say, a more feminine heavy market. Alrighty, looks like we're gonna get to our place by tomorrow. The speed here is limited. Okay, so shoes, glasses, actually quite nice. So I'm living somewhere around the corner here, pretty much 5-minute walk from the Taj. That's why when I saw it I was like, yep, that is it. Okay guys, and so right off the main street back there with the markets, pretty much like 5-minute, maybe 10-minute walk from the Taj Hotel. This is where I'm staying. So it's the old colonial building, the Cowies guest house. Generally the vibe, the energy here is pretty calm, kind of like the house is very, let's say, authentic. Hello. So let's walk in real quick. I'm just gonna drop off some stuff, show you also where I stay here, I guess, on the occasion. So this is the lobby a little bit. Hey guys, how you doing? Hey. The cart?
Oh yeah, closer to the cart. It's clean and ready.
Perfect, thank you so much. So here are a little bit different events going on. Do you guys know how old is this building?
It's around 130 years old.
130?
Yeah.
Wow. You heard it yourself, 130 years old. Wow. So let's take the elevator. Let's go. Okay guys, to give you a quick idea where I stay, so this area obviously is definitely more pricey. We're pretty much 5-minute, maybe 7-minute walk from the Taj Palace that you have just seen. This place is called Cowies. So basically this is my room, got a very nice size bed, good amount of daylight. It's an old building, and considering that, they've actually done a really good job, fairly modern room. What I really love is kind of like my working station here a little bit in the corner here, doing some stuff, uploading some things. Wi-Fi is pretty good. Everything I have organized over here. So from what I understand, the private rooms go for around $50, which I think in this area is actually like one of the most, I would say, definitely best value. They also have dorms from what I've seen when booking. So check it out. I think in the area, especially kind of like the staircase here, they have some common areas, they have a rooftop, but just when you come out, it's a very pleasant energy. It's a very nice and calm side street, and then boom, you're right in the action. So location of this place is really key. That's what was very important for me, and also good Wi-Fi. I'm actually surprised in the morning, got a good amount of stuff done here. Super value. Let's head out. Okay, so here we are back on the streets. If you walk down the road a little bit further, it starts to get somewhat, let's say, more local, more busy. Oh yeah, I like that. Look at that. Colorful street. You got some flags on the top. I would guess like different provinces. So here's some street food on the side. Interesting, interesting. So I just saw on Google Maps that there is a beach not too far away as well. So maybe we're gonna head there. But yeah, pretty much 5-10 minute walk down the road. You can experience a very, very different flavor. Look at that, like a huge market. Let's walk in there. Interesting. Well, if you're looking for a fruit market, you are definitely not gonna be in vain. Even got some veggies over here, seriously. Even though it's definitely, let's say, much more local, still, just looking at the presentation, the quality, of the vegetables, at least from the look of it, and I'm sure in actuality. Wow, I like it. So basically fruits at the entrance, veggies further down. Hello. Okay guys, there's some kind of public transport running around here. I'm sort of want to head into that direction, so let's see if we're gonna get anywhere here. Oi, God knows, God knows. Should I try? I guess I'm on it. Or maybe not. Maybe next time, I guess. I'm not the only one that didn't make it, so next time, yeah? Okay guys, we can walk, we're young and capable. Hey, wait for me! Wait for me! Marine Drive?
No, Marine Drive no.
Doesn't go? Really?
Church gate station, only one. Only one church gate.
Okay. Feels like here the Manhattan of Mumbai. Probably not, I don't think this is the business district necessarily, but super walkable, very historical. I think the High Court of Mumbai is here. So lots of colonial buildings that have been around for hundreds of years. But I am trying to get to a bit of a different area. My car should roll up any moment. And for like a 10-minute drive, it's gonna be sunset soon. So want to get a bit of a different vibe. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get to different parts of Mumbai. Hello. For Danny. Well guys, we're gonna be moving right now to quite a different, I think, neighborhood. We're gonna go down to the water. Marine, what is it called? Something beach. Let's see. Seriously, like so far, I'm really loving this city. Like, no joke, it's so much more chill and peaceful than I thought it would be, even though, like, you know, you still have the street noise. But it's a humongous city, so what I really like is this one neighborhood is truly big, it's truly walkable. But let's check out the other areas to get a bit of a better rounded impression. And I think we're driving out a little bit to different places right now. Yeah, somewhere here is good.
135.
Wow guys, I am quite blown away. So this place is called something like Marine Drive. We're driving out and we're seeing the humongous skyline of Mumbai. Seriously. So basically the city is kind of like rounded in a way, and you're seeing so many different skyscrapers. Mumbai is probably one of the cities where I couldn't name a single tower. Fascinating, seriously. You're seeing some really fancy buildings, some modern buildings right here, a little bit older, but wow, you truly feel kind of like the, let's say, the scale of the city. I think you could probably walk on this pier for like 2 hours all the way down. Whew. Well, let's walk for a bit. So basically people here are enjoying a little bit their sunset. Different vibe obviously right away, but like I would say not necessarily much worse, just let's say much more residential already. So on the side you have these like houses, here's the construction, but yeah, pretty much I have looked up that there is some nice areas. One of them is called Juhu Beach, and I think this is pretty much further down the road, and I can already tell, yeah, pretty cool, lots to discover. Okay, so what is really quite interesting right now is that I realized that this whole tip, everything that we're seeing there, is just maybe 20% of Mumbai. I just looked at the map. The area that I told you that I researched is probably like a over 1 hour drive. It's far beyond that. So that what you're seeing is maybe like all of this, like maybe 10% of Mumbai. Whew. Makes you think how many stories are in this city. And yeah, honestly, you know, I expected to see kind of like a mix, but so far I'm really enjoying Mumbai. And you know, there's a lot of people make videos in different countries And you know, kind of like no matter what you see, you always say you like it. If I would have run into like a neighborhood, which I'm certainly will, which is going to be much different, I'm going to show it in the same way. But I think many people that come to a place like Mumbai, they don't find the right corners. They don't go to the historical or be it the modern areas. They just go to like the usual tourist traps. I usually try to avoid doing that and usually try to find my corner. So the area that I'm staying already, enjoying it quite a lot. And this here is adding quite some perspective. So I saw there's some type of walking street with stores, an area that is called Fort. Let's head there. We probably have another 1 hour of daylight. Let's use it. Walking again to, let's say, the area more or less where I live, dope scooter. But walking by a train station, definitely curious to see how it looks here in Mumbai. A little bit Slumdog Millionaire vibes, I guess. Oh wow, honestly I want to get on here. I have no idea where it's gonna take me. Should I? Should I just get on and just see where we're gonna get? Maybe I should. But I'm like 15 minutes walk from where I need to be, so maybe some other time. But what I do love is always like how they like sleep on their scooters in Asia. It's a skill. It's mastery. He's like, seriously. It's like people do van life, do scooter life, come on. All right, how can I cross here? Guys, random crossing. God knows where we're going. But wherever we're going, it looks pretty freaking cool. Look at that church there. All right, look at my life flying in front of my eyes. Wow. Seriously, just the contrast of the city. In India, they just quite often have just like book stands, and they're selling actually like really bestsellers, really stuff that is fairly current. Look at that. We have a Robert Greene Power version. Wow, 700 rupees. This book, I'm telling you. We got some soy. Wow, the daily laws. And you kind of see that the print is, let's say, second grade quality, as they sometimes like to say in these countries. But yeah, it's always really cool. So look at that. A fountain entering some kind of different neighborhood. Honestly, the whole city feels very much just like a walk through museum in many ways. And I really love like the, let's say, I don't know exactly how to explain it. Some cities have it, some European cities especially. I'm thinking Spain, Portugal, just kind of like these old buildings. They're really old, but they have a charm to them. And certainly, once again, in some type of upscale neighborhood, just judging by this Zara corner store, easily a flagship. Seriously, one of the fanciest Zara stores I have seen. Look at that. So basically, we have this old colonial building. There is a Zara on the top of it. Let's walk in here. Seriously, I've expected a lot of different things, especially from the historical district. I've expected it to be kind of like a small little neighborhood, couple of touristy streets, couple of signs, couple of people selling you photos. But I mean, as you would expect, let's say a typical Zara for you, but it's nice to get some air conditioning. And actually, after here, I'm heading to Georgia. I'm sure they have a Zara in the capital, but maybe I'll stop by tomorrow. I do need some new drip. After, you know, so much time on the islands, I'm wearing down everything I have, and it's time to restock a bit. So it does seem like most of this area, so right now we're entering what is called on the map Fort, and it seems like it's kind of like a somewhat cozy. Some streets are a little bit smaller with shops on the side. Then again, we're entering bigger squares. I don't think that if in any city in the world ever I've seen such a density of old churches. The Brits definitely have been either walk or don't walk. I've been building a lot. I'm good. All right, I'm good. So let's keep walking here a little bit in the side street. You know, these things happen, especially if it's a more busier area. So there we go, guys. Hands down, this is one of the nicest Starbucks ever seen. It's the Reserve line. They're always fairly new. Seen a couple of them, but this one definitely is going in as one of the nicest. I've just seen they're open until 1 a.m. So I might be back in case I'm gonna do a bit of a late night session. Honestly, you know, if I see a local cafe, definitely not really too keen on pushing the global conglomerates, but if the service is good, then it's good. You cannot argue with it. So yeah, look at that, guys. We're pretty much on Wall Street. We got the bull. Funny, interesting. I wonder what the story of this one is. Interesting, interesting. That's how I feel this face expression. Seriously. Look at that guy. Okay guys, the sun is slowly setting. I'm heading towards where we pretty much started the video, the Gate of India. And yeah, just walking by some type of lion gate, marine gate from 1760 something, like crazy, like over 250 years. And yeah, obviously towards the evening it gets a good bit busier. Here's the police station we passed by earlier. They're trumpeting something. Oh, basically the flag is coming down. Interesting. So earlier when I was filming here, a guy told me I'm not allowed to film, just a random pedestrian. Oh. What's done is done. Seriously guys, let's say it like that. We're gonna wrap it up finally and properly once we get to the India Gate. But I chose to be here for 4 days. I thought like, hey, if I don't like it that much, it's not too long. If I do like it, it's just long enough. But I'm getting a feeling it might not be quite enough time and I might have to come back, but the next couple of days will show it. So for sunset properly, let's get down to India Gate. Well, we are where it started earlier this morning. I feel like really we have seen a good bit. We're feeling a little bit the city, and I have to tell you, the expectations are really blown out of the park. So I thought it would be interesting, as always. I had no doubt about it, such a humongous city. But actually not just this street, this is obviously like just a very touristy place we're at right now. The whole area, even when we drove down like 10-minute drive with the taxi to the Marine Drive, that really added a little bit perspective to the scale of the city. And you know, this is pretty much the reason why I'm really drawn towards India. Sooner or later, within the next couple of decades, it's going to be the most populous country. And also culturally, you know, Bollywood after Hollywood is like the most, let's say, influential, mostly consumed, let's say, genre of media. Or just being here on the ground, you really feel, in my perspective, kind of like a little bit the DNA of India. So definitely for the most part we have seen the nicest areas, and the mission for this, let's say, little Mumbai series is going to be on the one side, see the nicest, see the historical sites, see the most modern. We're going to definitely, probably tomorrow, head out to this district that I mentioned before, the Juhu district. There I found some like nice buildings, nice cafes. I think that's going to be a good one. Just because I feel like too often people just come to a place like Mumbai, they just go through most of the tourist traps, and then, you know, that's the perspective that you get. We want to do it different. So behind me, the Taj Palace, really to, yeah, I thought it would be. He's like, yeah, I'm ready for photos. Well, if you're new here by any chance, as always, my tagline at the end of the video, I Got a World to See, is about building a life of freedom around the world. Here I document a little bit my life in India, definitely much more of an adventure travel series, just to, let's say, a little bit of novelty, a little bit of undiscovered areas, and with that, you too got a world to see. Probably gonna come here in the morning. I think that's gonna be a vibe.